welcome back to Crazy Little Man 771. It is Mini Drum Mondays, and I am back with some updates for you. So we've been getting some stuff done, but it's been a very slow past 3 months or so. I've been spending a lot of time with my family, and that's what I want to also wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But here's kind of the updates of what needs to happen. And so I just wanted to kind of show you, I've actually done a few test runs of just kind of jamming with my family and some friends. You'll see here that this cymbal stand is real wobbly. I shouldn't have put a joint in there, an adjustable joint, and that was kind of a mistake because that's a really heavy cymbal. I may try that with other cymbals or things later on. So we'll start at the top and I'll show you what needs to be done. So the first thing needs to be done, I need to fix the HiHat clutch. It's not really latching correctly. My threads aren't really working very well. I think it's probably because the metal's too thin, so I'm gonna knock that out first. Second, I need 2 cymbal stands. I started making some good ones, but then I've got some bad ones. This one's all broken back here, as you can see how it's wobbling. This one's pretty good. It's a little wobbly, but this one back here is very wobbly, so I'm gonna need to make 2 stands there. I need to figure out the double pedal mechanism. So I've got the materials I need, and then after that I'm going to have to swap some pedals down here. I actually have a new bass drum pedal that I'm going to be adding in. So I'm going to actually make this the double pedals, and then the new bass drum pedal will be for the hi-hat system. Then after that, I should be able to disassemble and start painting, which is the goal. So disassemble everything, paint the rims, paint and stain the drums, paint the whole stand, and then I can reassemble it on the acrylic. So I still have quite a bit left to do, but I'm gonna keep up the progress and try to show you as much as possible. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the hi-hat stand. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so getting the hi-hat clutch taken apart was pretty simple. Just undoing the bolts on the bottom, taking off the felts, washers, and any other hardware. This piece needed to be re-threaded, so I needed to drill a new hole, and I decided just to drill it through the opposite side. And re-threading is pretty simple. This is a very thin metal, and so I think that's why I'm having to redo this in the first place. So after getting it cleaned up, I was able to refit the threaded screw, and it worked a lot better. I'm hoping that this will last a little longer. I think eventually I'm going to have to come up with a new system. It's always satisfying to put together something like this that you've built. This has been a great project, and this was one of my first projects if you want to check out another video on how I built this. After tightening down the bolts, I was able to put it on and give it a test run, and it worked great. Item number 1 complete. Such a great feeling. Next up, cymbal stands. Let's do it. Alright, so you'll see the cymbal stand has some tape holding it together. This thing, it started out okay. I thought it was going to be strong, but after I tested it a few times, it started to fall apart. I think I also lost one of my nuts on the underside, and that made it fail as well. This one has been around since the beginning. This was the first cymbal stand I made, but it's trash. It's super wobbly, and it's overcomplicated, and there's ugly wire hanging around trying to make it better. Just not good. So what I do is I start with some 12 gauge wire, the same wire that I use for the cymbal stands all the way up, that I even used for the ones that I was using to practice. Right now I'm filing the top so I can get it ready to receive threads. Threading something like this is pretty tricky, but you can do it with some patience and with some practice. First thing you do is make sure it's ready to go. By putting some lubricant on there, you can use a dye kit and begin to put even pressure and slowly work your way down over that piece of metal. This is 12 gauge wire, and this works really well for this application. But be careful, if you hear any clicking or ticking noises, you could be twisting your metal, which will cause it to break. After cleaning it up and giving it a little bit of an adjustment, I was able to fit the screw on there, the nut on there, and it is so satisfying. The next step is creating the stop loop. This stop loop is the best way that I've come up with in using this material to hold the cymbal in place and to keep it from going further down. After creating a loop, I make a few adjustments that make it slightly smaller and help me with the positioning of where I want the cymbal to lay. Now that the stand is where I want it, I can then insert the rubber stopper, which is the bottom of an eraser cut in half. This makes a great resonant tone for a cymbal. After that, I can put on a little collar to help keep from vibrations, and then I can put the nut on and the top is complete. Now it's time to make the bass. This is the most important part, and this is a new design that I wanted to try. After cutting out a piece of thin aluminum, I make sure the pieces are flat and they are both identical. I then fold them in half, and crimping both ends, I make sure that they are nice and flush. I'm now able to make the bends for a bridge style stand. This is similar to what you'll see that holds together Christmas trees at the bottom of a Christmas tree. One bridge is taller than the other. The one on the bottom will hold the bass, and the one slightly above it will keep it from moving in the other axis. So I can drill a few holes. Burnt myself there. That wasn't fun. Back to what I was saying, I can drill a few holes, and I can make sure that they are able to screw into the bottom of the drum stand. This process can be a little tricky, so you may want to use some pliers to hold the two pieces of aluminum together. Now it's time for assembly. This part was so satisfying. After taking the two X-wings, I was able to put the pole down the center of those holes, and I included a spacer. I also needed to remove the bass drum assembly to make it work. This allowed me to drill exactly where I wanted to. Beautiful, Adam. Now I can put in the screws and tighten them down with some assistant with the drilling, and now it was complete. I'm so excited about this. The one on the other side was already done. It's time to test it out and see how everything sounds.
All right, y'all, that's it for the update. Thank you so much for watching. Man, this is a good one. I'm so excited that I got the hi-hat back up and working. It's way better now. These cymbal stands are so much better than these old overcomplicated ones. I'm so excited. Way better. We got some cool stuff coming up though. Next video is going to be about making the double pedals. I'm super excited. Shout out to Bevan Bender for giving me another bass drum pedal. So I'm going to add that to the pedals down below. But other than that, Y'all, we are almost to the end. After that, it's disassembling the whole thing and starting the whole painting process. I'm super excited for that. But until then, I'm Adam, and I'll see you on the next Mini Drum Monday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll see you next time. God bless you all.